Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. So happy to have you here. This morning we discuss a very important topic where we take boys to become men from the cradle, basically to career. Inside your spotlight on Now.
Today's boys and men to become responsible citizens. That is the vision of the Esimaje Foundation. Joining us this morning in studio for this conversation is Sophia Acosta, the program coordinator, and also Edward Esimaje, executive director of the foundation. Good morning to both of you and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have both of you on the show with us this morning. Before we get into the depth of this conversation, let's talk about the Esimaje Foundation in particular. How did it start and how long has it been around?
So the Esimaje Foundation started in 2006 with Dr. David Toby and Dr. O.T. Esimaje. They were doctors in Port-au-Spain General, and they saw a lot of young men come in into accident and emergency with bullet wounds and stuff, and they found that they had little or no guidance on how to move ahead with life, and they turned to a life of crime or things like that. So with that burden in their heart, they decided to start the Esimaje Foundation. And at that point in time, Dr. Toby felt that there were a lot of other NGOs dealing with issues relating to women, and he wanted something that would deal with the issues relating to men.
Definitely. That is something that we do see throughout, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the world as well. So, Sophia, how do you think the Esimaje Foundation envisions empowering the future generation of boys and men?
So we employ holistic programs, and as the title rightfully says, from the cradle to career. To facilitate empowerment of young men and boys through different programs. We have the Daddy Please Don't Go, which is a parental education program. We have the E in Me, which focuses on entrepreneurship for youth. We would have had the You Can Do It Too mentorship program, of which I'm the coordinator currently, and the Young Farmers, which we'll talk a bit more about.
The Young Farmers Club, the importance of agriculture, of course, something we have seen highly invested in Trinidad and Tobago and throughout the world as well, as we see the importance of agriculture and also climate change. So could you elaborate a bit on the Young Farmers Club?
So the Young Farmers Club was established in 3 schools. That is in Southeast, Port-au-Spain Secondary School, Malik, and Russell Latopi. So we are encouraging young people some who study agriculture, some who don't, so that they understand that you can earn a living from a small space. We teach them hydroponics, aquaponics, so that they understand the importance of growing crops in an urban setting. And we put a program together so that and include entrepreneurship, so that they are able to market their goods and see profits. We encourage green spaces. So through the Young Farmers Club, we're encouraging green spaces as well, so that your little rooftop at home, your kitchen garden, you can make money out of that.
So we're seeing holistic development of these young boys and men, and also a guidance to becoming responsible citizens.
Yeah.
Would you say with this program in particular, you've seen any success stories so far?
Well, I can speak for my program, because I wouldn't have been here as long as Mr. Esimaje, but we would have started last year with 6 boys who were not able to place in the SCA examination. And they would have been placed with individual mentors. So they had someone who was a personal coach, a homework champion, and a general support system for them. The foundation would have also provided academic support to get them to that level that they need to be at to resit the exam. And all of the boys were able to place on their second time writing the exams. And they were placed in schools that they were happy with, and So I see that as a success, and we want to continue to develop the future students so that they can also meet their goals, whether that be academic or entrepreneurial.
Definitely. Again, that holistic development. Now, you mentioned mentorship, Sophia. Edward, would you say that mentorship is a key part of the Esimaje Foundation?
Yes, it is a vital part of the Esimaje Foundation, both for the young men and the fathers. With the young men, we've seen some of the mentees who ordinarily would not have aspired to go anywhere. Last year we had one of them, Job, who graduated from UE, and we've seen. Recently I was in a taxi, and the person who was driving was a mentee 6-7 years ago, and he told me, you know, I was really happy that you guys came into my life. I lost a friend due to gang violence. I would have been that person if not for you. Because you were there, you were able to hold my hand. So successes like that put a broad smile on my face. Even if it's just one we are able to save.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't agree with you more. And seeing the way that mentorship also reduces crime throughout the country as well. But let's talk about the community as a whole. Have you seen the impact of the Esimaje Foundation on communities in general?
Yes, I would say yes. We were in Monrepo a few years ago in Mova, and we saw how the community came together because of the Esimaje Foundation, and some of the things they had stopped doing previously, they came back to do it because we were in the community. And when we were leaving, someone told us that for the Esimaje Foundation, whatever we say we would do, we do it. Whatever promise we make to the community, we end up fulfilling those promises.
Beautiful. So you deliver, and of course from that you will also have the loyalty of those who have either passed through or are interested in being a part of it. Now, you've mentioned some schools in some areas. How does the Esimaje Foundation elect areas to work with?
So currently we are in East Port of Spain. We're focusing in East Port of Spain. For now, that's the board mandate. Previously, we've worked in Carinage community. We've gone all the way to La Romaine to have a parenting education program for fathers. But generally, we go into the underserved communities. That's where we our strong point is the underserved communities.
Okay, now this is the second time we've heard about parental programs in particular. How well has that been accepted by the communities, specifically with the focus on fathers?
I would say,
Mixed.
Mixed.
Yes, because with men, it's pretty difficult to get men to open up and speak about issues. But when you put them together on the block, you have to meet them at the block, and the conventional, let's have it in a classroom setting will not work with men. Let's sit at the block and we'll discuss and share ideas, and you would be surprised that the men themselves have the solutions, and when they begin to discuss, the solutions come out.
Definitely meet everybody where they are. That is something that is critical to success, and of course being able to change the landscape of our, I will say, our family culture as well in many ways in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, what about future goals and aspirations for the Esimaje Foundation? Because we see since you started, you have definitely made waves in communities, but where do you see the foundation, let's say 10 years from now?
We'll still be in the communities, definitely still be in the communities. We would love to have far more schools within the pipeline. Would love to have a lot of parents being the first teachers, so that each child, when they get into Infant 1, they are ready. We know we have a lot of literacy issues, and that's because at home there's no teacher. So we would love to see that happen in 10 years. We would love to have the Young Farmers Club. When you go into Massey, you want to see that that's the brand that you are picking because it has grown into a big cooperative group.
Wonderful, and that's something, again, we need to see grow in Trinidad and Tobago. Sophia, tell us, where can we find out more about the Cradle to Pipeline, well, Cradle to Career initiative?
Yeah.
So we do have a website, the esimajefoundation.org.
Yeah.
Yes. We are also on Facebook, we're on Instagram, YouTube as well. So you can search the Esimaje Foundation. We also have an event coming up, so you can meet us in person on Sunday, November 5th. We will be hosting an annual fundraiser. It's called Doctors for a Cause. And you can get tickets at Suntix, or you can pick them up at the Eclipse Eli branches in Woodbrook and West Mall.
What's going to be happening at this fundraiser in particular?
Oh, so many things. We'll have live entertainment. The food is always amazing. Dancing, silent auction, photo booth. What else am I missing? The mentees.
The mentees will be speaking at the event.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
A real proud moment for me personally. Some of the kids come in and, they struggle to read or form, proper sentences. And then to have them up in front of 500 people to give a speech, it's going to be life-changing.
It definitely will be life-changing, and clearly the work that you are both doing and your entire foundation is doing is life-changing. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate what you're doing for our country as well, for our young men.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It's been a pleasure. Trinidad and Tobago, the Esimaje Foundation, having an event on the 5th of November. If you'd like to contact them, you can give them a call at 329-5135 or 329-1529. Send them an email at the esimajefoundation@gmail.com. This is the Now Morning Show. There's a lot more in store this Wednesday morning. Stay tuned.